thank you for joining us. Sunday is, for those of you who didn't know, it's Grandparents' Day. I hope all my 16 grandchildren remember it's Grandparents' Day on Sunday. We'll see. Since I became Attorney General, I think one of the most egregious scams that we have dealt with in our office is the grandparent scam. And you'll hear from one of the victims today. But let me just kind of describe it. And there are a lot of different variations of this. Grandparent is home, maybe in the middle of the day, maybe at night, gets a call. Grandma, Grandpa, this is Sarah. I'm in trouble. I need you to help me. And at some point, Sarah then bursts into tears, and it's very difficult to understand Sarah, what she's saying. They have a little information. This scam artist who is pretending to be Sarah about Sarah and about the grandparents. A lot of times they pull that off the internet. And they always have a story. The story may be, I was with some friends, we were down in Fort Lauderdale, we had too much to drink, I got thrown in jail, and then sometimes the police officer will then come on. The person pretending to be the police officer will come on. And always ends up, I need money right now, can you wire me money, you go down and take care of this right away, don't tell mom, don't tell dad. They've always got a story, or sometimes they're overseas. You say, well, Sarah, I didn't know you were in Spain. Yes, went over here on spring break with my friends, and then there's always some crisis that has occurred. We are seeing in the Attorney General's office literally the tip of the iceberg. Most people who have this scam committed against them never call the Attorney General's office. Some never report it at all. Some are too embarrassed to report it. The average person in Ohio who falls for this scam loses about $6,000. That's the average. We had one person in Cincinnati over a period of time who lost over $330,000 in the scam. The money is transferred. Someone at the other end picks it up. Usually what they do is they have a courier pick it up who's not getting paid very much. They pick it up and they turn it back to the people who are running the scam. Very difficult to catch these people. Occasionally that does happen. In fact, the victim who will talk today, when Joe talks a little bit, that person who committed the crime has actually been apprehended. But in most cases, very, very difficult to apprehend the person. So what we are doing today is warning Ohioans about this and telling them beware. I've had, actually, since we got involved in this, 2 or 3 people who literally come up to me who I knew who said that my dad was involved in this scam, somebody scammed him, my mother. So it is unbelievably prevalent in the state of Ohio and around the country. Just to give you some figures, our office has had 94 complaints since the beginning of the year. The total losses reported to our office were $290,000. But that is literally the tip of the iceberg. We are not seeing most of these calls at all. Most of them, many times, are not reported at all. Joe Patton, who will tell you his story, got a call from someone claiming to be his great-nephew. He said he needed $6,200 for an attorney and court costs after a DUI, and Joe will tell you the whole story. Money was wired out to a location. Turns out his nephew, that wasn't his nephew at all, and Joe will give you the details. We are at Walmart today really to congratulate Walmart for training their employees to recognize the scam. Delaware, Ohio Walmart store employees Julie Elkins, Tamma Miller, who are behind me, and Tamma's going to speak in a moment, they helped the customer avoid potentially losing over $4,000 in the grandparent scam. One of the things when I was talking to Tama and Julie, they told me was that every week they have people come in who they turn around and basically talk out of transferring this money because it's a scam. So if that's true in Delaware, Ohio, multiply that across the state and figure how often this must be occurring. What do we recommend people do? Well, first of all, we recommend they verify who's on the phone. Ask that person a question. If they say it's your grandchild, ask them a question that only your grandchild would know. A scam artist would not know. Ask them a birthday. Ask them when the last time they got together with you. Something that only that child would know. Second, be very, very suspicious of anyone who calls and says they're a grandchild and says, don't tell mom or dad. That's standard operating procedure. Don't tell my parents. Don't tell my parents. That should be a warning as well. So there are many things that people can do. Never wire transfer money to someone who unexpectedly calls and claims to be a grandchild without some verification that is in fact a grandchild. We've had some cases where people hung up the phone, gone down to wire the money, actually wired the money, then thought better of it, picked up the phone and called the grandchild, the purported grandchild, and found out the grandchild was not there at all. If anyone's interested in the other examples, we have, Lisa can give you other examples, very specific examples in Ohio that we have received in our office. So those are some ideas. We would encourage people to call the Attorney General's office, which is 1-800-282-0515, 1-800-282-0515, or go online at ohioattorneygeneral.gov and report these. We need to find out about these coming in. We need to be able to warn people about them. So let me now introduce several of our speakers.